Good afternoon. Welcome to Matchday 7 Premier League predictions here on our channel. In what is extraordinary times we're living in. I think 2 weeks ago we had a different Prime Minister, a different Queen, and now we've got a new Prime Minister, a King. So quite extraordinary times, which has affected football, hasn't it?
It has indeed affected football. So obviously the games last week were cancelled. So Matchday 7 would have been last week, but now it is here with us, upon us this weekend. There are a few games that have been cancelled due to a lack of police presence. But yeah, so should we have a little word about that? So David, what do you feel about the football games being cancelled? Should sporting events be cancelled?
Well, there's no perfect solution to this. Some events did go ahead, like the cricket, and the tributes were impeccably observed. But football is the national sport, so I think it was a good decision. Yeah.
Yeah, fair. You know what? Either way, I wasn't too fussed either way. But I feel like you can pay respects at the same time as playing the games. We could have had, as Rangers did the other day, where they had the crowd made the nice picture of the Queen.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And pay their respects by minute silence and armbands and stuff like that. That could have definitely been done, because I feel like a lot of people have bought those tickets. They plan their weekend around football. So I don't think that certain things should be put on hold. Obviously, pay your respects, but yeah, there we go. So that's a little bit about that. So let's crack on with the first games then, David. So we've got Friday night fixtures. The first one is actually coming from Villa Park. So it's Aston Villa versus Southampton. How do you see this one going?
I think it's a must-win game for Villa. It'll be on TV. They're at home against a team they should really be beating, especially the form that they're in. They played very well against Man City before the break.
Yeah.
I think it's a very big game for Stevie G, and I think they're going to do it. 2-1 to Villa.
Come on, the Villa boys. Okay, I'm going to back the same sentiment, and I'm going to go with a Villa victory here as well, actually. So I'm going to go with 2-0 Villa. Southampton been fairly average this season, but Villa are at home, and like you said, they need to pick up the points. So 2-0 Villa. Okay, and the second game, we've got Forest at home against another newly promoted side in Fulham. Who do you see picking up the points here?
Well, I must say I've been very impressed by Fulham on their return to the Premier League. Forest, they've had a couple of batterings against some very good teams, to be fair. But I reckon this is going to be, I think Forest are going to do it Friday night under the lights. I think the fans are really going to get behind them. They'll have 2 weeks break of just training with all these new players, integrating them. So I think that's going to make a difference, and I think they're going to win 1-0.
There you go, thank you. Okay, so I'm going to offer a bit of a different perspective here. So against Bournemouth, they lost 3-2. And hearing from some of the Forest fans, even though they went 2-0 up, they weren't that happy with the way they played. And Fulham, they've been scoring goals quite easily, even against the top teams, they seem to be getting goals in. So I expect them to be able to score a few against Forest, and I'm going to say it's going to be a Fulham victory. I'm going to say 2-1 to Fulham away from home. Okay, so let's move swiftly on to Saturday's fixtures. So the first one we have got from the Molineux is at 12:30 kickoff. It's Wolverhampton versus Manchester City. Who are you taking?
Well, Wolves just got Diego Costa. He's going to really be up for this game, I'm sure,
definitely.
Especially with his history and playing against the Big Six. So he's going to ruffle up some feathers, I'm sure, of that Man City defence.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But I think City are just in great form. Good comeback win against Dortmund. But I think it will be difficult. And I think City are going to win 2-1.
David, I think that is a great prediction, because, like you say, especially with the new signing, I think the Wolves fans, they'll really get up for this game. A game against Manchester City, the champions, any home fans will definitely get behind the team in that kind of affair. But I think City are too class. They're a class act. You see that goal, Cancelo, the amount of players have got that can come off the bench and make a difference is incredible. So even if Wolves are to take an early lead, which I'm actually going to back, I'm going to back Wolves to take an early lead, but I'm going to back City to bring it back. So I'm going to say, also, I'm going to go with actually a 3-1 Manchester City victory.
Also, they've been put on a Saturday early kick-off after a Wednesday night Champions League game, so I'm sure there'll be changes, and that could make a huge difference, wouldn't that?
Definitely. Grealish started on Wednesday. Don't know if he'll be starting for this one. Okay, so Brighton versus Crystal Palace. PP postponed. So we've got Newcastle against Bournemouth. Shall I go first? I'll go first with this one. Newcastle against Bournemouth. Okay, let me see. Okay, Newcastle, a few new signings. I think, like you say, they should be incorporated nicely within the squad now. And I'm going to back Newcastle to get a victory against newly promoted Bournemouth. I'm going to say 2-0 to the Toon.
Yeah, in terms of Bournemouth, I don't think they've appointed a permanent head coach yet. So Gary O'Neill's done a very good job in the 2 games, getting 4 points out of 6.
Definitely.
I think they've shown really good character since the 9-0 battering at Anfield. But I think this will be difficult. Newcastle been playing well. They've probably deserved a few more points from their performances. Ishak is a player to look out for this season. Maybe get him in your fantasy team, because he could do well tomorrow or on Saturday. And I think it's going to be a 2-0 Newcastle United win.
Super. Okay, final game of Saturday sees Spurs. Oh, my hands everywhere. Sees Spurs take on Leicester at 5:30. So Spurs actually lost, didn't they, in the Champions League? Am I correct?
Did, yeah.
Against Sporting Lisbon, 2-0. Crumbled it in the last few moments. So they'll be wanting to respond in good fashion. Leicester haven't been so impressive so far this season. I believe, did they get a point on the last time out?
No, they've lost. They lost 5-2 to Brighton in what was Potter's last game in charge. But
Well, I'm absolutely wrong there. But I'm actually going to back a bit of a surprise here. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. A 1-1 draw.
I completely disagree. Spurs are going to win 2-0. They'll be disappointed by the 2 late goals in midweek in the Champions League. However, Leicester, maybe this break will do them good, because they've absolutely bereft of confidence, conceding lots of goals. So a lot of time for the manager to work on defensive solutions. However, Tottenham is not a good place to go to at this time, so I think it'll be a 2-1 Spurs victory.
There we go. Okay. Next game, we move on to Sunday. There are only 2 games on Sunday. There were meant to be 4 games, but Manchester United versus Leeds and Chelsea versus Liverpool, what a big game that would have been, have been postponed. So we've got Brentford at home versus Arsenal. So Arsenal lost their 100% record to the start of the season last time out against Manchester United, with new signing Anthony opening the scoring, and then Rashford as well with a few goals there. So what do I see here? Brentford have been impressive. Ivan Toney has been on fire, and he is in line. It looks like he might get a call up to the England squad coming up soon. But I think Arsenal have been very impressive, and I see them breaking down Brentford. If you remember last season, Brentford versus Arsenal was the first game of the season, and Brentford absolutely put Arsenal to the sword. But we're going to see how much progression Arsenal have made since that point, and I'm going to back an Arsenal victory. I'm going to say 2-1 to Arsenal.
Yeah, I think I must say Brentford have really done well so far this season. Got a great win against Leeds. Arsenal not playing in the Europa League on Thursday because obviously the police and everything to do with the Queen, so they'll be refreshed for this one. But I think it's going to be their winning record is going to come to an end, and I think it's going to be a 1-1 draw.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Obviously, their winning record already went, didn't it, as well?
Did it?
Yeah. Arsenal.
Oh yeah, they lost to Man United.
Come on, David. We watched that one. Okay. Last game. Everton versus West Ham United. Okay, two teams that, you know, great histories in the Premier League, but don't seem to have started as they both would have hoped this season. And I see them battling out a bit of an edgy competition here, and it's going to be a 1-1 draw.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a 1-1 draw as well. West Ham playing in the Europa League on Thursday. Oh, the Conference League on Thursday. I think Everton. I think they really need to get a win soon because I don't think they've won this season, have they? So I believe it's going to be a 1-1 draw.
Nice one. Okay, that will be the end of the video for today then, folks. Okay, we want to give a big shout out to the host for our video, Mother Nature, coming through clutch.
Beautiful.
Mr. Tree underneath a tree. You can't write this kind of stuff, guys.
Not in the script.
Nice one.
Have an amazing day.
Have a good one. Have a good bank holiday. Up the Queen.